Okay. Okay, so I think we can start the webinar now. I saw here we have 32 attendees. First of all, thank you for joining our webinar today. Let me introduce about myself first. My name is Hằng. I am the marketing coordinator, marketing supervisor of Kirby Southeast Asia. So maybe some of you already knew about Kirby, right? Because we used to organize a webinar series in last year, and this year we also have one webinar in February. But I saw here there are some new people joining this webinar, so I will briefly introduce about Kirby again. So Kirby is one of the leading manufacturer of the pre-engineered steel building and the steel structure all over the world. We design, manufacture, supply, and do the erection for the pre-engineered steel building and the steel structures projects. And we have the plants in Dong Nai province with the annual capacity up to 50,000 metric tons per year to cater for all the countries, including Philippines, Indonesia, Thailand, Myanmar, Vietnam, Australia, New Zealand, Bangladesh, and Sri Lanka. And most recently, we just opened a new office in Malaysia, in Kuching. So you know that our company is expanding to approach more countries in the region. If you want to know more about us, you can visit our website, kirbysoutheastasia.com, to get more details about us. Okay. Do you remember what topic we talked about in our last webinar? Can you type in the chat box? Okay, I will talk to you. In the previous webinar, we talked about the fireproof painting system for your projects. That was a very hot topic and attract more than 300 registrations. Today we talk about the sandwich panel. Today I invite here with us Mr. Hiền Nguyễn, who has more than 20 years experience in this industry, and he will give you a brief introduction about the sandwich panel, some basic technical information and how to apply in your industry, in your projects. So I believe his presentation today is very useful and helpful for you, for your job. And during this presentation, if you have any question, you can feel free to type in the chat box, and he will be very happy to answer all your questions. And the next speaker today is Mr. Pravin. He is the technical manager from Kirby Southeast Asia. But he has a certain problem, so he cannot try this webinar. So today there will be me and Mr. Hiền Nguyễn. So our webinar will last in 45 minutes only. So please stay with us until the last minutes of the webinar. Mr. Hiền will present in about 20 or 25 minutes. Then will be followed by 15 minutes for the Q&A session. Okay. Yes. So anh Hiền, I think we can start now to save the time.
Okay. Thank you so much, Ms. Hằng.
Firstly, I think you can introduce briefly about yourself to our audience.
Thank you so much, Ms. Hằng. Thank you so much, Kirby. Thank you so much for all of you to be in our presentation today. I would like to introduce myself. My name is Nguyễn Văn Hiền. Currently, I'm holding the position of CEO of Bamboo Panel. So, proud to be the supplier of insulation solution with the largest market share in Vietnam over the past 20 years, with the 17 factories ranges from north to the south of Vietnam. So we have the more than 1,000 agent distributors in my country. Today, I would like to share with you the basic characteristics and applications of panel in industrial constructions. So we start now. So the first one, I would like to have the overview of the panel and the application it brings to our customer. Okay, why the sandwich panel matter? As you know, the sandwich panel are used for the thermal humidity insulation, water dropping. They can use to the acoustic panels to ensure shower insulation. The sandwich panels have rapidly become a popular material with a wide range of projects due to their unique advantage. Want to know more about it? Okay, let's talk about the panel. So this material is light, it's very light. Easy to construct, explosion proof, environmentally friendly, reduce consumption, reduce investment cost for customers, and has a service life up to 50 years. Yeah, this is some the advantage of the service panel, as you know. So our group has 14 main factory broken out to the south. One of the factory we make the coin. We call it Fujiton. The coin factory with the capacity 60,000 tons per year. We have the chemical factory. We call it Winmark. It's used in the panel production with the capacity 10,000 tons per year. Also that we have the UL factory producing insulation orders with the total capacity might be up to 50 million square meter per year. So our main product insulation included panel, you can see on the screen, panel, dropping, and selling board. Okay, let me take a look with the panel structure. You can see on the screen, the panel structure will include three main layers. The two outermost layer are the metal sheets. The metal sheet, two metal sheets we can produce from the color concreted iron, such as stainless steel. The thickness from 0.4 to 0.8 millimeter. And the middle layer is the insulation core. This is the very important. Depend on the needs and the cost, we can produce the sum of cores like BUR. You know, BUR, polyurethane, BAR, glass wool, mineral wool, or combination of the BUR with the mineral wool or glass wool. Also, we have the core SBS, EBS. Okay. So the next page, we would like to about the chemical. In order proactively shop raw material, control quality, and reduce the cost to our customer, we have the chemical factory to serving the insulation industry under the brand name Primark. Our factory with the 10,000 tons per year, we take the researching, producing material need for our insulation products and export. Can you see my screen?
Yes, can.
Okay, thank you. Okay, the next page, we would like to use the BUR VAR core panel products. This is very famous, our products. For the type of the panel structures is almost not different. In this part, the insulation core has been changed material with BUR, VAR with the superior insulation. If you for cold storage, deep reserve storage, assembly, electronic components. Okay, so we have take a look with the specification of this panel. You can see on the screen, we can produce the panel up to 1.8 meter with the width from 1 meter to 1.13 meter. The thickness up to 200 millimeter. Currently, the density of BUR core panel we produce reaches 43 kilogram per cubic meter. With the thickness from 50 millimeter to 200 millimeter, our BUR VAR core panel products can be used in cold storage with the temperature 5 Celsius degree to minus 60 Celsius degrees. You can see on the screen with the 50 millimeter, the temperature of 5 Celsius degree, and on the left side of the table. On the right side of the table, 200 millimeter, the temperature may be minus 40 to minus 60 Celsius degree. We use in the core room for this panel, and you can use for the workshop for the constructions, industrial constructions. So the next we have the mineral wool, glass wool panel. Different from the about type, we can easily to see that it used quite special mineral glass wool layer with the property of glass. This the type of concrete iron is the fire rock and resistant to high temperature, and that is used at the walls of factory, warehouse, or the place with requirements. The fire resistant. Look at the specification. you can see like a BUR panel. The length we can produce up to 1.8 meter. However, with the rock wool core panel, we can produce up to 150 millimeter and fire resistant. We reaches AI 150 means 150 minutes for fire resistant. Yeah, this you can use in the some the fire resistant required in the workshop. So upcoming the next product we which is product that combines material outstanding feature in terms of hot insulation, wood shower insulation, fire resistant, and heat resistant. This is material such as PUR combined with mineral wool or glass wool. Products are applied where heat insulation, shower insulation, and fire resistant are required. This is the technical specification, same other panel. About the panel, we would like to introduce all of you the cheaper panel. This is the cheaper panel we use in the civil works, like a temporary house with the name EBS SPS panel. We produce a lot in the COVID-19 pandemic. This is the outstanding feature. It's very cheap. The thermal insulation material we can see on the screen. We use EBS form or SBS form. This one to apply the agri product storage house, warehouse, food processing facilities, electronic assembly factory, restaurant, school, the temporary house. Okay. Okay, so the maximum is also 1.8 millimeter, 1.8 meter. The maximum thickness is 36 millimeter. Okay. Following the panel product, we would like to introduce the very famous product. Is occupying the #1 market share in Vietnam. We call roofing panel. The thermal insulation of the roofing panel, like the wall panel, we use BUR, mineral wool, glass wool, ABS, or SPS. This all the roofing sound thermal insulation globally water resistant and high durable. We can use as a roofing factory, storage warehouse, supermarket, shopping center, school like this. For the panel structure, we manufacture industrial roofing sheet, BUR, BAR, SPS, ABS, EBS, SPS in the 3-way, 5-way, 6-way. The thickness up to 60 millimeter. Okay, technical specification. You can look at screen. About the civil construction, we have the roofing panel. Different from the industrial roofing panel. With the civil construction roofing panel, whereas we only have BUR. The way is different. The ways we have the 9 ways and 11 ways. Okay. The next we would like to do about the ceiling panel. A type of panel is used. This is convenient and quickness of the construction, where much it more popular with user. For the ceiling panel, currently we have two main colors, white and wood grain. Effective gauges is the 310 millimeter. Okay, and at the end of this session, we would like to introduce the final product we call non-metal panel. With metal, this is the combination of BUR, BAR. The advantage it brings the lightness, wood show roofing, and we can use this panel in the warehouse, in the cool room. In the cool room, this panel we use the floor of the cool room. Okay, this is the structure. Some technical specification. And we would like to introduce the access panel accessory. We have all the accessory of the panel. like the roping. We have screw cap, and closure on the screen. For the pool room, for the pool room office room, we have also specialized accessory for the clean room panel made by the solid steel or the cost aluminum. You can see some of our design. We can design on the room like office room, cold room. Yeah, this one is some accessory for the cold room. Okay, the next one we would like to do our famous product, which are insulated doors, fireproof doors, product to bring the confidence and the brand to international market. Some of our door, yeah, you can see on the screen. We can make the single door, double screen door, exit door, double door like this. We also make the import and export door. Okay. So here's some picture of our door that I apply in the life. Okay, finally, I would like to introduce more about the bamboo Tonmak fan. As we see, bamboo Tonmak fan that holds the #1 market share in Vietnam. Is the currently leading the trend terms is on product quality and value. It's covering on the over Vietnam with the system factory branches, and that's in the north. Yeah, you can see we have a lot of factory from the north to the south of Vietnam. We have a lot of certification. Yeah. Okay, this is our presentation. Thank you so much for listening to our presentation. This is the latest and most horrible thing for us to be here and present to you our products. For more information, product, please contact us or Kirby. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Anh Hiền, for your presentation, and I believe those information are very useful for all the people here. Thank you, Anh. So now we go into the Q&A section, right? So please type your question in the chat box. So we will answer your questions. I think we have to should wait around 5 minutes, Anh Hiền, because they are thinking about the questions for us. We have two questions here, and here. First question from please explain sound insulation properties of all cores.
About the sound insulation. So one of the famous one of the advantage of the panel is the sound insulation. Yeah, the sound insulation depend on the thermal insulation interlayer. So for our product, we use for our basically the fire resistant sound insulation is very important. And this the thermal insulation layer we use the BIR core. This one to absorb the sound. It's very good. This is the reason our product is the insulation of the sound. For more about the detail of the sound insulation, I can send to you the characteristic of the specification.
Okay, so can we share your email address to all the people here so that they can approach you for more questions after the webinar?
Yeah, okay, thank you so much.
So, okay, I will type your email address here. The next question here, what is your reference standard code for SWP manufacturing?
Reference standard. Okay, you mean about the standard of the panel?
Reference standard code for SWP manufacturing. Yeah, I think it's the standard of the sandwich panel.
Okay. For the standard of the sandwich panel, we one of most our standard can reach of the sandwich panel. You can see this is the one of most our standard we can reach with the thermal insulation material. We can produce the panel can resistant the fire resistant A 150. Okay, this is our certificates of my country. For the international, we have the A standard for the fire resistant. This is the some our standard can reach now.
How can we make sure the fire rating when we put the pearl in the panel joint or mineral wood panel?
Yeah, I sure because the fire resistance is very important. I just share with Mr. Han before the presentation start. Fire resistance depend on the versatility of the country. From the Philippines, Indonesia, Malaysia, or Vietnam. In Vietnam it's very difficult to get the fire resistance certificate. Before 2000, before 2022, very easy. We can take the sample to the fire, and after that we get the fire resistant with the sample. But now, if you want to get the fire resistant certificate, we have to make on the house, the building, the mini building. After that, the government to fire on the building and alert of the sensor. If your building can resistant maybe 50 minutes, we reach the AI 50. But on the mini building can resist fire maybe 100 minutes. We get the AI 100. Now our product can reach EI 150. It means we can resist 150 minutes for fire on our house sample. Very important.
Okay, thank you. And the next question: how much per square meter cost for EBS panels? EBS panels are also fire rated or not?
EBS and EBS and ABS panel. Okay, let me back.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you so much for your questions. For the EBS and SBS panel, this one is the very cheap panel. I want to talk with you. This is the only for the sound resistant and thermal resistant. About the fire resistant cannot, because this one use the temporary house. It's not for the fire resistant house. Very easy to burn. Only for the fire resistant, we only recommend you to use the BUR. No, okay, this one. If you want to fire resistant, you can use panel BAR. This one for the fire resistant. Or if you want to fire resistant more, you can use the mineral wool. Yeah, mineral wool, glass wool panel. This is this is on the panel can resist the fire. It's very good for the when we I have talk about the fire resistant for the mineral wool, glass wool panel. We can resist 150 minutes.
Okay, thank you, Anthony. We have up to 15 questions, Anthony. So many questions. So it shows that every people here are very interested in your topic. Yeah. So next question, please explain me how to apply fireproofing insulation to cover the steel from fire and how long it can be resisted from fire.
Okay, Joe. So I just talked about the fire resistant and the last questions.
Okay. Can we replace fireproofing painting and how much cost difference?
The painting what?
Can we replace fireproofing painting and how much the cost difference? Is it more expensive or cheaper?
Fireproofing painting?
Yeah, can replace the fireproofing painting? I think cannot, right?
Okay, you mean the roofing here?
Yes.
Yeah. For our product, you no need to depend the roofing because we can guarantee 10 years for the roofing painting. But after 10 years, if you have a problem about the roofing painting, I think normally I don't recommend you to depend. But if you want to depend, you can remove the pen like normally. If you want to pen, you have to remove the old painting layer on the group, and after that you can depend. But we don't recommend. Yeah.
Yeah, I think he and I already clear about your question, your answer. Okay, next question. What is the technical significance of 9 and 11 wave roofing?
9 11 wave?
Yes.
Okay, this one's the 9. So, for the 9 waves or 11 waves, we also use in the civil our product. because in our country and other country like Chinese, some the country love the knife weight so much, but in the industrial we do not recommend you to use knife weights because with the roping panel we have to if you use the 9 or 11 weights, the higher of the panel, not a lot. You see in the this one is the structure of the 3-way and the 5-way panel. You can see the higher of the panel so high. When the rendering, you can more when you use this one for in the workshop or the industrial, it's very strong to resist the rent. But for 11 ways, it's not high. Yeah, you can see the technique. Yeah.
Yeah.
When you in the industrial, we use the 3 ways. Very good.
Okay, thank you. And the next question: are there any special requirement for face steel sheet where it's between core and face? If we can use normal coil. Normal coil is the coil used for roof or sitting or pulling.
Normal coil, yeah. For the panel.
Yes.
Okay, you can see like for the panel structure. We will different about the metal sheet. You can see to the metal sheet very important. And to the metal sheet, you can choose the material like the toys. We call the color. We have to the color correlated iron. Also, you can use the stainless steel because when you use stainless steel, you have to pay more, very expensive. But normally, we use the correlated iron 0.4, 0.5, 0.6, and 0.8 millimeter. This is enough strong to use maybe more than 20 years, no problem. But some of coil we know the AS 100 and 150. If you use the normally we recommend you to use the AS 100 the quantity. But in the structure in near the sheet you can use 150. Maybe you cannot use depend on your money you the stainless steel maybe is very expensive. You can use the concrete iron 150 with the technique maybe 1.5, 1.6 is enough, very strong. 25 years, it's okay.
Okay. Next question. Can you please tell us more about metals used in panels? Any other metals can be used that's stainless steel?
Yeah, stainless steel. Okay, then I just talked. If you use stainless steel, more expensive, but stainless steel is very good.
Okay, thank you.
I think so.
Please share the presentation. So Anh Hiền, I think you should, in your last slide, you mentioned your email address, right? Can you show your last slide to all the people here so that they can see your email address and they can approach you later if they have any more questions? Because I just worry we don't have enough time to answer all their questions. Okay, info@bamboo
Store.vn.
store.vn. Okay, this email, right? So if you have any more questions, you can send email to info@bamboostore.vn to receive the answer. Okay, next, how many years will be the materials would last for the sandwich panel?
Yeah, normally, I just our panel 25 years. You know about the usage year.
25 years.
Yeah, 25 years.
Yeah.
And more because we guarantee our warranty, our products 3 years warranty. Any problem you can fix for you. But in our country, 20 years. Some of our panel to use maybe 20 years because our corporation now more than 20 years. But 20 years, some our panel supply to our customer very good. Don't worry about it.
So more than 20 years plus 3 years for guarantee, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So what is the open cell content % in the form?
This question I can ask you later. I can answer later.
Okay. So we can go to the next question. What does PPGL pre-painted galvanized do? Need to meet the deep negative temperature of cold storage.
And given as steel need to meet the deep negative temperature. For this one for the coil. Okay, you can take a note. I can you can leave your email. I can send you a detail because in my present I cannot answer you about the detail of the BBGL. Okay, I can send to you your email.
Okay, so next question, anh Hiền.
Sharing report of like this for this question the more deep the question I can answer you. I can ask my technical staff and answer to you via email.
Okay. So what is the maximum girth and purling spacing should be?
Okay. For the connection detail, okay, I read the question correct, right?
Yes.
Okay. The connection detail. We have to design all the connection detail for the wall panel. But I supply to the Kirby a lot. But about the connection detail, I can send to you via email our design. About the why do we need the metal panel on the internal panel? I don't understand this question.
So we move to the next question. Do you have FM approval on your panel? There are some projects requiring this certification. Is it a better panel quality? What is the difference?
Yeah, for all the certificates, I will supply to all of you to the Kirby. Our certificate you can apply with our customer. But about certificate, I will send the email to you.
So we have, right? We have many.
Yeah, okay, we have a lot.
Yeah. So it's better panel quality.
Yeah.
Because it has the certificate.
Yeah.
Yes. And the difference.
The certificate is very important when you apply the project.
Okay. So I think we missed some question and here. What is usual density in the form and how do you measure it?
Okay. The density depends on your form. If you use this one for if this form is the glass wool, the density may be 60 more than 60 kilogram per square meter. No, per cubic meter. But for about the BIR form, the density will be 43 kilogram per cubic meter. But if the form is the BUR, the density may be 40 kilogram per cubic meter. If you want to check, I think in the Kirby factory you have to check the density only when we supply the panel. You can calculate the metal sheet. This is for the metal sheet. When you know about the technique, you can calculate the weight of the metal sheet. After that, the weight of the thermal insulation you can calculate. I think it's easy. Yeah, okay, thank you. Can you please share the file report for per panel? I think this is we should share through email, right? Okay, I'm very happy to share all of you about our knowledge. And, so you already have Mr. Hien's email, right? You just send email, then they are very happy to share the file report to you. I can support all of you about the information, the technical specification about the shampoo for the panel products, about the connection. You know, we have a lot of accessory. Yeah. Can you share the connection details for installing the fire-rated wall panels? For example, yeah, connection details. Some connection. Yes. But this one for the connection is very easy for the cool room. But about the storage and for this one for the office room, clean room. For the cool room or fire resistant room, we have to more the special detail design about the special accessory. For about this, we can support all of you to design on the room unit. Yeah. For same the last answer I sent to you, I can send to you all our connection recommend for all of you about the room, office room, especially fire resistant. Email secure. Okay. Why do we need a metal panel as an internal panel?
So for this question, we will answer you later. I think this is the last question. What is the difference between the per mineral roof, glass roof, EPS, SPS insulation core?
Yeah, good questions. Thank you so much. The different. So I think you can see in the screen the panel, the metal sheet maybe not different, but the more different about the thermal insulation layer. When you choose the thermal insulation layer, you can depend on your unit, your cost. You can choose what kind of thermal insulation layer. About the BUR, BIR, BUR this is the common panel we use in the world. But for the environment, the BUR is not good than BIR. But BIR is so expensive. And about the EBS and SPS, this is the low cost, cannot resist the fire. And the thermal maybe the thermal insulation is not good. About the minor wood, glass wood, this one is so special. This only used for fire resistant, fire resistant construction, and the cost is very expensive. I just thought depend on your cost, your needs. You can choose the thermal insulation, BUR, VIR, minor wood SPS. Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Anh Hiền. So the last question, please share the file report of per panel and technical details on my email. Okay, so we noted your email and Anh Hiền will share the details to you. Okay, Anh Hiền.
Thank you so much, Nitha. Thank you so much for all of you.
Okay, so I think we still have some questions, right? But our time is limited. Now it's already 11 a.m. in Vietnam. So maybe our webinar had to end here. Once again, thank you so much for staying with us until this time. We very appreciated you to take your busy time to join with us for this webinar. And we hope that this webinar brings some useful information to you, which help you to develop in your professional career job. Thank you so much. And don't forget to follow our social media channels, LinkedIn and Facebook, to register and join our next webinar. Okay. Thank you so much, Anh Hiền, for joining the webinar with us. Thank you, everyone, and look forward to seeing you in the next webinar organized by Kirby. Thank you, everyone, and goodbye.
Goodbye. Thank you so much.